What's going on, everybody? Welcome to the shop. Thanks for checking out the new channel. Check this thing out. It's our first project, 1993 Ford Mustang LX hatchback. That would be electric red, black interior, automatic. Let's take a look at it. So here it is, like I said, 1993 LX hatchback, original 5.0 car, 140,000 miles. It is an automatic for now. This is electric red, and it's got black interior. So I will say, right off the bat, I'll tell you, this is its good side. The passenger side is 10 times nicer than the driver's side. I think it was sitting for a while and facing the sun with the driver's side. We'll get around to that side in a minute, but just kind of going to start here. It's got chrome ponies. They're, they're all right. Not perfect. They're peeling a little on the inside. You can't really see, but there's some peel on the back, on the inside. Might do something with those. Typical trim, fading, weather strip issues. It's got some horrible tint. Will be coming off. Actually, I just scored a couple of quarter windows. They're better than these. They're not perfect by any stretch, but we're gonna clean them up and paint them up on the bench, and then that way there we can just swap these out when it's time. But anyway, more horrible tint. This is the way I bought it. We just got it a few weeks ago. Didn't pay much for it. Haven't done anything to it yet. It's been kind of cold. I actually just scored this lift too. I might throw a quick video in on getting this lift in the shop here, but they both happened within about a week and a half of each other. Kind of got lucky on that one with the lift. Anyway, I'll get into that later. But yeah, here she is. Needs a lot of work. It's not too bad on the rust, and it's got a little bit of rust underneath on the floorboards, a little bit of rust on the back. Surface stuff we can clean up. We'll get a better look at that in a minute. Yeah, let's open this door. You'll be able to see better. Interior is actually in pretty decent shape. I wish you could smell it. It doesn't smell decent. It smells horrible. It's very musty. But the interior is one of the strong points of this car. The headliner is bad. It's sagging. There you go. So we're going to do a headliner. I'm going to pop the sunroof out. I think it's so musty because it was leaking. The sunroof was leaking. So we're going to redo the weather strip. We'll paint the trim on the sunroof while we have it out. We'll kind of restore that. We'll do all new weather stripping, put that back in. As you can see, the paint on the car, especially the clear coat, is a little rough, but I think we're going to paint it down the road. Certainly not first on the priority list. So anyway, the black interior is decent. The map pockets are sagging like all of them. So we'll tighten those up, fix those up. All in all, the interior is all there. It's pretty decent. These seats, I don't know what's up with these seats. I don't know if they were redone in that like vinyl leather, fake leather, real leather. I don't know what they are. Maybe they're out of a convertible. I doubt it, but it did have the original black tweed. The rears are original. I don't know if you can see much, but anyway, they're okay. They're in pretty good shape. Worst of the interior is the headliner and the carpet. The carpet's actually not bad. It's just musty and damp, and I want to take it out and paint the floor and see if the floor needs any repair. And we'll put a new carpet in when it all goes back together. So not a ton to do on the interior, which is nice, and it's not missing anything except for that rear storage cover thing, that roller luggage cover. I'd like to snag one of them if I can find one somewhere. But yeah, maybe probably do door pins, all the typical stuff. They actually shut pretty decent, but all right. So that's the passenger side. It's got these horrible tailpipes that are dangling. The car came with no exhaust when I bought it. Had no exhaust. Just somebody had cut off the catalytic H pipe, the cat converters or whatever, to scrap them or whatever. So I did pick up some new stuff off of Marketplace here. We'll be putting that on eventually. I got some stuff to do underneath the car first, but let's go around. I'll show you the driver's side. Pop the hood. So the headlights you know, the typical yellow one. I think we're going to, down the road, we'll probably put new ones on when we paint the car. But for now, I might try those kits to buff them up. But the nose is in pretty good shape. The hood's in good shape, no dings. So, you know, not too much needed there. The windshield is cracked all over the place. So it needs a windshield. We'll obviously paint up all this trim. Don't let them climbing over the lift. Front fender. Probably going to replace it. I think that's a little too deep. Thing has all new tires, or pretty new. They're like 90 to 95% tread, so we're just going to run these chrome ponies and these tires for a while. I'd like to get some original, the original satin stock OEM ponies eventually, but doesn't need them right this second. Anyway, you know, trim, typical. This is the side that was, you know, getting beat on by the sun, I would imagine, for a while. Terrible tint. This quarter window is awful. It actually shrunk. There's a gap here. So I got a replacement. The replacement is better. It's not, you know, perfect. But like I said, I'm going to fix it up on the bench, paint it up, swap them out. We got some rash here. I don't know what happened. I don't know if it got sideways and hit something, or it almost looks like a plow hit it maybe. I don't know. Got to do a little something there. Not quite sure how I'm going to attack that yet, but we'll address it somehow, at least make it better. And, you know, other than that, the rear quarters are all right, no rust. Let's come around the back. This tint has got to go. It's hideous. And here we are. I'm just trying to squeeze in between the little boat here and the back of the car. So the hatch, it's got a little bubblage. I don't know if you can see it. There we go. We're going to do something about that. I think I'm going to look for a hatch, but we might just temporarily fix that up because it kind of bothers me, and I don't know when I'm going to paint the car. It's not going to be anytime real soon. Taillights are decent. Rear bumper cover's good. You know, all in all, not too bad. So we'll come back around. Let's pop the hood. We look in here yet? Another shot of the interior, you know, lousy mat pockets, whatever, no big deal. I haven't even vacuumed it yet. I haven't cleaned it. Steering wheel, this kind of bothers me. Other than that, it's all there. And, you know, not too bad. Another shot here. Anyway, gonna run with these seats for a while. I mean, I'd rather have the original black tweed, but these things aren't bad, and there's no gangsta lean, so we're gonna run them for now. Low on the priority list. And come around. So the car, last time it was inspected out of New York was 2017. By the way, the Carfax come back really good. It was like 13 years in Pennsylvania, and then with the original owner, and then another owner in New York for a couple, and then 13 more years with the third owner. So, and it all, you know, came back clean. I believe the 140,000 miles. Try to, 1 second here. Based on what the, hang with me for 1 second. Based on what the Carfax showed, I do believe that mileage to be accurate. So, sure, everybody's wondering, you know, how are the strut towers? So what we mean by that is the bottom of the shock tower at the frame rail. And I don't know if you can see here. Probably can. I fluid filmed the crap out of them anyway. This one's real good. This one was just starting. There was a little hole. You probably never see it in here, but there was a little hole start to poke through. That's mostly goo that you're seeing. It's all slimed up anyway. That's doesn't give you a good view of the frame rail, but anyway, that's all fluid film. So passenger side, real good. This side, driver side. Eventually down the road, if I pull the engine, which I'm sure we will, we'll address that. We'll do something with that, but Yeah, it's had the 3G alternator upgrade, and this alternator does not charge. So we got to get a new one, get that charge. I chased all the wiring. Everything looks to be correct. And so we'll get it charging again. Let me disconnect this ground while I'm in here. So all the VIN tags are on the car. They're all there. So I don't believe it was ever hit. The Carfax didn't mention anything of it. So, you know, it needs some work, but it's a good starting point, I think. You know, being an automatic, I don't think it was terribly beaten, or crashed or jumped or any of that fun stuff. I think, you know, yes, it needs some work, but I think it's a good starting point. It's a good project for my son and I. He's just about 12, so we're going to get him turning some wrenches in here. And he's into the Mustangs, and so that was the whole, you know, point behind this is get one that needs some work, but not, you know, doesn't need a frame off, you know, gut it right off the bat restoration. I mean, we're not doing that right now. The goal is to get it running, driving, stopping, weather tight, not leaking rain into it. You know, it's got a seized up. I probably should have mentioned that this driver's side front wheel it's seized up, or hanging up, I should say. So we'll get into that. Do the brakes. It blew a brake line backing on the lift. I don't know if you can see it here, but anyway, it needs brake lines. I've already got them. I got the stainless kit from CJ Pony Parts, I believe. There they are here on the little boat. But so it needs brake lines. It needs an e-brake cable. Well, actually, the whole setup. We're going to do all the emergency brake cables. You know, like I said, probably get into some paint underneath. Clean up some rust quick first. I'm going to drop the gas tank, I believe, and see how that looks. Probably do a pump while we get everything apart. Clean up some rust underneath the body of the car. It gives us a little more room to clean up and prime and paint or whatever under there. So we'll drop the gas tank for a couple of reasons. And then, you know, I think the AOD has been replaced. It's painted blue. And the fluid looks great. It's real nice, bright pink. So I don't know if the training's going to need much. The engine does leak. The front seal and the rear main seal drip pretty good. The oil pan's kind of crusty. The engine oil was gross that came out of this. It does run. It drove on my trailer. It's hard to tell how it's running because it's so loud because the exhaust is cut off. So it's tough to tell. I don't think it has a skip. I shot all the exhaust headers. Actually, by the way, that's the only modification. It has shorty headers. I think they're BBKs, which is weird because it still has the silencer. Still has all the smog stuff hooked up. It still has the factory silencer in there. And it has random shorty headers. So we're going to keep them, I guess, for now. And then we'll put all that other exhaust stuff back on. And then we'll get at least the car quieted down, see how it runs, tune it up. You know, this is all stuff we're going to do in the next few months. I'd like to have it running and driving, probably look just like this, but running and driving in the spring. See how it runs, see if it has blow-by, see if it burns oil. Eventually, you know, we're going to T5 swap it. My son wants a stick. I want a stick shift in there. But I think first things first is let's just get it driving down the road and stopping and whatever, see what else it needs before we go crazy on any of the other stuff. So that's it. Yeah. You know, follow along, subscribe. We're going to be doing little things a little at a time, picking away at it. Eventually, I do imagine the engine, transmission, all that'll come out. Interior, a lot of the interior stuff, and we'll get into some real deep, you know, rust cleaning, painting, and prep the body, and we'll paint it, probably paint it right in here, and you know, go nuts on it then. But first, see what it needs mechanically. I can live with this. I can live with this for now. Like I said, we'll fix a few of the rust spots, fix that other rear quarter. I'm going to source some parts, find a fender. The driver's door needs some attention, the bottom lip. The passenger door is actually real good. Let's pop this open. So this one's in real nice shape, you know, for a New England, you know, northern East Coast car. That's real decent. The driver's door is rusty, which sucks because it's got the the original VIN tag, and I hate to replace it, but I think we're gonna. So anyway, that's it. All right, let's take a quick look underneath. So, there's the front seal leak. Let's take a quick look. You can see some of the fluid film I sprayed up there in the frame. Underneath. Rear main seal is real bad. This is the blue transmission. The AOD. Some of the rust. This is all surface rust we're going to clean up. Here's the hacked off exhaust. This is the way I bought it. Two cats are there. The ones that are hard to get to. These will cut off. But we get that new H pipe right there. And it's not pretty under here, but a lot of it's just surface rust. We're gonna clean it up. The rear end has a leak too. Right there, the pinion seal there. And like I said, we're gonna drop this gas tank. We're gonna do fuel lines, brake lines, e-brake cables. This is what I'm dealing with coming on and off the lift. I gotta cut these off. We can't even drive off the lift. I'm gonna cut these off real soon. But we got some stuff to clean up here for sure. I think I can catch it. I can catch it now. It won't be too bad. There's a rust hole here. We're gonna fix. This is starting right here. This is probably the worst part. Driver's floorboard. But the rest of it's solid, just ugly. Never had frame connectors. That's a good sign. Torque boxes look okay, other than a little rusty. It's another spot on these cars. The tailpipe's in the way. Anyway, torque boxes look all right. I'm gonna do a lot underneath here. That's one of the first things we're gonna do. Is try to catch some of this now. Anyway, that's it. Quick look underneath. Like I said, I want to get it running and driving. See how it goes down the road. Do the basics first. It's never going to be a twin turbo, 2,500 horsepower, mini tubs, outlaw car or no prep car. That's not where we're going with this. I want to keep this thing stock. So, yeah, come hang out. Watch us struggle. Should be fun. Anybody interested in some gently used tailpipes? I think they're 3-inch. Here's the crud that came out of them when I cut them off. I'll give you a hell of a deal.